Well, I was born in Nuremberg, which was one of the worst cities as far as the Nazis go,
Yes.
because we had a man called Stürmer, and he was worse than Hitler himself, if that's possible.
Wow.
I knew something was going to happen because Germany was terribly, terribly, desperately poor at that time.
Yes.
And you know, when people are so poor that they haven't got a pair of shoes to wear, then they cling to anything.
Yeah.
Before I left school, I've always been keen on music. And we had a very, very good music academy in Nuremberg. It was not all that easy to get into it. So before all the Hitler period and that was on, I was about, 13, 14.
Yeah.
And my music teachers then thought I had, perspective, and let me work for this exam
Right.
that you had to take, not to start immediately because you had to finish your schooling,
Okay.
which was another 2 years, but you had a place which was good.
Right.
I met the exam, I got the place, and that was what I was supposed to do. But by the time, of course, I left school, we were the last lot that were even allowed to go to school, never mind further education.
Right. Yes. Yes.
So that was the end of that. And then, of course, you couldn't plan anything because we weren't allowed to take any jobs. All the Jewish shops and firms were finished with. They've just stolen it from them and that's it. And we were sort of completely dependent on our own community.
That must
For
have been
everything.
so difficult, yeah. And were people starting to leave?
Oh yes, some were clever enough to see what was coming and managed to get their money out, and went out quite comfortably. But that didn't last all that long.
Sure.
But we benefited by it because they weren't allowed to take anything out,
Sure.
but they were allowed to leave some to the Jewish community.
Yes.
So we completely looked after ourselves.
Oh, right. From money that was left by people who were leaving.
Money and furniture.
Oh,
They weren't allowed to do anything.
Yeah.
I had 2 pianos given to me because...
And did you have any sisters or brothers?
Oh yes, the 5 of us.
5 of you.
I had one brother who sadly died on leukemia before this trouble started.
Right.
And the 4 of us, 3 of us got out.
Okay.
And my oldest sister was married to a non-Jew, very happily married, lovely little house and all the rest of it. But Hitler wouldn't have it, that you marry somebody out of your face.
Yes, yeah.
So they just had to part.
Wow.
And she came back to the parents, and both she and her husband were too optimistic for this life and thought it wouldn't last long.
Yes, yeah.
He thought he could keep her,
Yeah.
financially in some way or other.
Yeah.
And everything would be hunky-dory afterwards. But unfortunately it wasn't. So she went back to the parents and finished up in Auschwitz like they did. Well, they were first taken to a ghetto, Theresienstadt. You've heard of it.
Yes, yeah. In Czech
And
Republic.
my mother was deported from there, but my father died before, in their 60s.
Right.
My
So,
mother was 60 just before we left. 'Cause I remember we had a family party
right.
for her 60th birthday for some relatives of ours being off to America in the same week. And it was just a family do, a last goodbye,
Yeah, wow.
That was before this stupid boy was killing some of their high officials, and we all had to suffer. Not
Yes.
that they needed an excuse, I mean they did
They were just
things all
waiting
the
for
time.
something
You
that would have,
saw
yeah.
old Jewish men scrubbing in the street with a scrubbing brush on the floor, they like this. I got out on a scheme. Actually, it was the Quakers, I think, who organized that. It was just for young girls my age. We were too old for the kindertransport.
Right, yes.
So it was pretty grim, really, for us. But that helped us. But you did have to have a job in England as a domestic. And you weren't only working for them, they were sort of looking after you. If anything happened, illness, unemployment, they were responsible. The government took their hands off them. Whatever happened, we had to fight it. So I got a job. I had a friend also through music. They did business with the Redwoods and all these people
Right.
there. And they sent Paul over, not because of the Nazis, because they weren't affected yet in Czechoslovakia, but just for apprenticeship,
Sure.
to see what was happening
Right.
to the raw material that they in fact sent over,
Yeah.
you know. And he, working for Wedgwood, and he got friendly with them, and it was them that started helping us.
Wow.
And so he found me the job.
Mm.
Because if you hadn't got the job and the guarantee you couldn't get your visa, that was that. So fortunately he looked after me, and I had the first job in Southport and in a little Jewish family hotel.
Wow.
It was strictly, they are not allowed. We were supposed to be in private families, but as they
Okay.
had 2 young children, they got around this by saying I was going to be a nanny. And,
Right.
you know.
Right.
So that was okay as far as it looked. That was in April, Pesach 39, wasn't it? Yes, the war started in September.
Yeah.
Now when the war was, they'd already gone into Poland, didn't they, and whatever. So there was great excitement in England at that time, and they said, if Hitler wants to invade England, he's got to go across the water. There's no
Yes.
other way.
Yes.
Doing that, he finds all these Jewish kids, these refugees, and he'll try and get them to tell them the secrets, like we would know secrets, you know, from the war ministry and that. We didn't know anything. So that was the idea. Next thing, the government took that up, and we all had to leave within 48 hours. So you try and leave, you don't know a soul there. I was lucky again because being in a hotel, it was Pesach, there were a lot of young Jewish couples there. They had a little boy, he was just a year old. So when he was born, his mum wasn't all that well, I think she had this sort of varicose veins things, and she was told she mustn't lift him or bath him or do this, so she needed a maid. They said, did I want to come to Manchester? And that was just the borderline, 60 kilometre, whatever, away from the coast. You know.
Right.
So I went back with them, I stayed all during the war, and to the boys' bar mitzvahs, to their weddings, and you wouldn't believe it, but the oldest, well, there was only one at that time, Brian, and he took to me, I took to him, I don't know, I was like a second mum to that kid. And yes, when he had his 70th birthday a few years ago, I got an invitation, you know, we've been in touch all the time.
What did you do after the war?
Well, just before I got out of Germany, you know, we did then what we could do. Not much pay, not much chance, but amongst the Jewish community. So we had this doctor, Dr. Leo Feuchtwanger. He was my boss then. He was the first radiologist anywhere.
Oh,
Had
really?
his own equipment.
The first
He was
radiologist.
also the first, you know. Well, this was in the early 30s.
Yes.
I mean, Röntgen didn't invent X-rays until, well, the turn of the century, I suppose. So I was at the beginning there. When all these years I was in England scrubbing floors, I thought back of that, you know, and I thought, what an interesting job it was, really, you know. As it was finished with music, I couldn't catch up on that again, so I had to think, what do we do? So it got to 1947. War had been over by then, and the people I stayed with themselves said, well, you haven't been educated for, you know, scrubbing other people's floors,
Yeah.
although you did it for us, but it was emergency. You must do something that, you know, needs more
Sure.
planning. And we thought about it, and then I said, well, that's what I thought I'd do. Of course, you've got to start from scratch. It's very sophisticated training here. It was amazing, really, that I got it because, I was not nationalised by then. I was British. I had a very, very good training in the King's College Group. And, yes, we did. In those days, you had to do therapy as well. Now, soon after I started, it was separated.
Okay.
But when we did it, it was the last year when you had to do the both. So I did radiotherapy at St. Thomas's and the rest at King's.
King's College Hospital.
Yeah, I did, and I went after that to the National Heart Hospital, which is now the Compton, and sort of more or less specialised in cardiac work. And one of the bosses said, "Do you like children?" I said, funny question. I said, "Yes, why not?" He said, "Well, we've got a vacancy for a supervisor in the King's section. We've got a little hospital separate, just for children, and we want somebody who likes children, understands them, and we thought you were the right person." So I thought about it, and I thought, well, why not? And I got stuck there for 20 years until I retired.
But you actually retired when you were 61?
Yeah.
Yeah. And what have you done since you retired?
I was thinking of that just before. I thought, well, I don't want to be a cabbage. My hobby is music. I might take correspondence course there. But then again, I thought, oh, it's all learning, it's all theory. I like playing.
What do you play, the piano, or what do you play?
Piano and then cello, because piano, I loved accompanying. Actually, that's what I would have done had I studied, but I didn't. So, well, we had a quartet, which was my very sad day when I was 90 years old. I left them because I felt I couldn't do them justice anymore. Not that they were all that brilliant, they weren't. We were all lay people, but I thought it shouldn't be me that spoils it.
So you were single throughout your life?
Yeah.
No boy came along? No.
No sex for me.
Oh.
I am that innocent, I always said I'm going to die innocent, and I will. I will.
Yeah.
So,
were you happy to live on your own, or would you? Yes, it didn't bother you.
Friends, and through the music, I had quite a few male friends, but never anything sexual.
Yes,
it was just
Yeah.
that. In fact, one fellow, he was the cousin of Henry Kissinger.
Oh.
He was born in Nuremberg, and
I think you talked about there's a group in America where all the Nuremberg Jews get together,
yes,
and that Henry Kissinger is involved with that.
See this yellow envelope there underneath the. This is the last. We get it once a year on Rosh Hashanah.
Yeah.
And it's everybody. He's dressed everybody who's left Nuremberg all over the world.
Yeah.
And once every 2 years they have a meeting. They rent a hotel in America. And there are some people who are quite famous.
Yeah, right. I shall have a look at it in a minute.
Yeah, we can take it home and bring it back someday.
Oh, well, that's all fascinating. So
now they have got 4 generations. You see, they carry on their children, their grandchildren.
Amazing. So you've scooted through your life quite quickly. Anything else that you could tell me that would be interesting?
Oh, well, there's so much happening in the world, isn't there?
What's particular that's affected you or that you've been involved with during your life?
Well, Pleasantness was always music.
What sort of music do you like?
Classic.
Yes.
Chamber music.
Who's your favourite composer?
Oh, there are several, but I love Brahms.
Brahms,
And
right.
I quite like Mozart, although, you don't always know which is which because they're all so similar, aren't they?
Yes,
But,
yeah.
It's pleasant,
Lovely.
But I did a lot of accompanying.